In this video, I want to talk about move number 27 in pattern Choong-Jang. Again, if you've watched some of my other videos in this series, you're probably finding out that Choong-Jang is one of these unusual patterns. There are a lot of strange movements in pattern Choong-Jang that the majority of Taekwondo schools get wrong, okay? This is no exception right here, this move. So what seems like a seemingly innocuous move where you're doing a front snap kick, move number 27, so this is about halfway through the pattern. But then you see this peculiar hand position here that is off to the side. This is not correct here. The hands are not supposed to be positioned off to the side. The hands are supposed to be in front of your body. So this here is, again, the 1965 book. So we're going further back in time. This is from the 1970s. This is from the 1960s. So the first book that the founder of Taekwondo published in English is this book here. And if you look at this technique, this is move number 27. So it's going to be hard for me to get that on camera, but I'm hoping you can see it. This one right here, that's the move in question. What you are doing with this technique, right? Your hands should be in front of your body. I know that the image quality is not great on the older book, but you don't bring your arms off to the side. If you look at the description, it says execute a low front snap kick. It's just front snap kick. With the right foot at the same time bringing the right palm on the left back forearm. If you look at the 1965 book, it says the same thing, I believe, right here. Execute, it says a low section front snap kick with the right foot at the same time bringing the right hand on the left wrist. Okay? So it's actually hand on the left wrist. So I want you to see that right there. Slight modification to what they're talking about. Right in there. There's 27. I know the 1965 book uses a lot of abbreviations, but you have to work with it. And again, you can see a picture there. The idea behind this technique is you just performed a fingertip high straight thrust. So move number 26 is a high thrust with the left flat fingertip while forming a right L stance towards D, pivoting with the right foot. So that's all a long way of saying do a left fingertip high straight thrust. So we know what fingertip high straight thrust is. So this is it. What you are supposed to do in this technique, and again, like I said, you will not find this information anywhere else. I guarantee you, if you find anything on the internet talking about this, it's because somebody else has watched my channel. I've already published and released the video. They've watched my channel, taken the content, and then basically plagiarized it for their own channel. I do have people out there that plagiarize my content. Some very popular YouTubers that I'm not going to name who watch my channel or pay people to watch channels like mine, the less popular channels, and steal content from my channel. And then amazingly, after I release a video, within a couple weeks, they've got a video on exactly the same thing where they've basically stolen the content almost word for word, exactly what I said in my video previously. So I mean, for those people, if they're going to take my content, I wish they would at least give me a mention or post a link or list me as the source of the content. But anyway, nothing I can do about that. But like I said, you won't find this information anywhere else. I promise you that. I guarantee it. We learned the oldest style of Taekwondo that there is. Period. No other school does it like we do. So we are going right back to the very beginning. So there's when I say nobody else does it like we do, I'm talking about Chung-O school students and any of the branch schools or former Chung-O school students that are mostly in Southern Ontario. Okay, so that is it. That branch dates back to the very beginning of Taekwondo, and nobody else, at least I don't know of anybody else who can say the same thing with their school. So taking a look at this here, move number 27 is a front snap kick, and it says at the same time bringing your right palm on the left back forearm. What you're supposed to be doing here is fingertip high straight thrust with the left hand, and you leave that hand in the same position. You don't move it. So when you do the fingertip high straight thrust, you keep it right where it is, and then you circle the other arm around over top and bring it down on top of your left hand. So you're actually forming like almost like a triangle with your two hands. Okay, it's actually a triangle that you make, sort of like this shape here. So fingertip high straight thrust. The other hand is then I know you can't see the whole thing on the video because my arm is going off camera, but I'm making a big wide circle. I'm coming around. You do this in slow motion. So after you've done the fingertip high straight thrust, that's the end of that technique. You then circle the other arm around slowly, bring it down on top, and as soon as it comes to rest on top of your left hand, then you perform the right front snap kick. And you pivot around and go into a round punch, I believe, is the next technique. I have to look at it here, but that's not important right now. What's important is focusing on 27. Again, I want to make sure that this is zoomed in enough that you can see this here, this move. This is the one I'm talking about right here that is not being done correctly. It's like he's got his hands way, way off to the side. At no point in time do you ever do that. Your hands are supposed to be in front of you. They're supposed to be directly in front of you. The whole purpose behind this grab is you're grabbing the person's head. So this is a twin head grab. So you're grabbing the person's head, either on top or behind, grabbing like this, and you're holding them in place for the front snap kick. So we've seen this grab before, commonly used with a knee strike in other patterns. This is the same thing. It's just a different way of getting into it. It's like a stylistic way of getting into the head grab. So after you've done fingertip high straight thrust, instead of just going like this and then doing the front snap kick, they make it stylistic. So you go from here and then you take a big circle around with your hand to here, and as soon as that touches your left hand, boom, you execute the front snap kick, right? You do the technique at that point, but you're not pulling the hands off to the side. The opponent is directly in front of you. You are grabbing them directly in front of you, and you are kicking them with a front snap kick. That's what you're doing in that technique, not this off to the side move that you see here. This is not correct. So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there. Again, when it shows bringing the right hand onto the left wrist, at no point in time does it ever say pull your hands down and off to the side like that. Nowhere does it say that you are to do that. That's not what's going on in the technique. It's a head grab. You're grabbing the person's head, holding them in position, and doing the front snap kick. So again, if you want to see that one last time up close from the book, move number 27, it's right there. Okay, so in this one it's saying on the back of the forearm, but this one it clearly says on the back of the left wrist. I mean, this is where it is right here. It's actually on top of the hand that it's supposed to be. So I'm guessing that this technique has kind of morphed over time or changed over time, but it's here like this. So you're not putting this hand over here, you're not putting it over here, it's here like this. Hand on top of hand, getting you into the same position that you would be in when you're doing a head grab for a knee strike. But in this case, doing it in a stylistic way and then doing a front snap kick after. So that is the correct technique for move number 27 of pattern Choong-Jang. So again, like I said, I hope that you like some of these videos here. I do a mixture of videos. I do lessons, I show foundation movements, I show patterns, I do everything on my channel. But I don't think there are too many channels where people actually sit down and discuss the actual patterns and the movements in the pattern. So I hope that you get some value out of that and that this improves your training, that you are able to put in these techniques and put them into practice, what I'm telling you here in these videos. Try it when you're in class sometime and, give it a go and see what you think. But this and then front snap kick, that's the technique. So till next time, thanks for watching.